John Calipari just made a statement that could change the way Lakers fans view their latest draft pick. According to him, Theo might not just be a good pick. He might be the steal of the entire NBA draft. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Let's break this down. The Los Angeles Lakers pulled off an aggressive move during the 2025 NBA draft. They traded up nearly 20 spots, yes, 20, to get the 36th overall pick in the second round. And with that pick, they selected a relatively under-the-radar forward from Arkansas, Theo. Now, this wasn't just a random pick. Lakers scouts had Theo graded as a first-round talent. That's right, a player projected to go much earlier was still sitting there deep into the second round. And the Lakers didn't hesitate. They made the move, even knowing it would push them into the second apron, a major financial commitment that teams normally try to avoid. But why would the Lakers go all in for a second-round pick? The answer might lie in something John Calipari said even before the draft. Calipari, who coached Theo at Arkansas after years at Kentucky, was full of praise for the young forward. On the Pat McAfee show, Calipari didn't hold back. I wouldn't pass on Theo in this draft. He can play in a physical game, and athletically, he's in that top 1%. He's that good, and he's a good kid. Think about that for a second. A veteran coach who's mentored countless NBA players is saying this kid is in the top 1% athletically. And he made that statement before the Lakers even showed their hand. Theo brings size, length, and defensive intensity, all areas where the Lakers were clearly lacking last season. In fact, one of the biggest issues LA faced in their playoff exit to the Timberwolves was their inability to defend consistently, especially around the rim and on the perimeter. Now, let's put this in context. The Lakers didn't just need another forward. They desperately needed one. With LeBron James still leading the charge but aging, and no longer having a dominant interior defender like Anthony Davis, LA is in urgent need of young legs who can defend, run the floor, and bring toughness. That's exactly what Theo brings. In college, Theo wasn't flashy, but he was effective. He showed the ability to guard multiple positions, fight through screens, rebound at a high level, and contribute without needing the ball in his hands. In short, he plays winning basketball. And that's what makes this pick so interesting. The Lakers aren't just hoping Theo turns into a decent role player in 3 or 4 years. No. They need him to produce now. Ideally, within the next 2 seasons, Theo will be part of the rotation and contributing on both ends of the floor. That's a lot of pressure for a second-round pick, but when your college coach calls you one of the most athletic players in the country and says he wouldn't miss on you, expectations rise. Rob Pelinka, the Lakers GM, has clearly bought into that vision. He trusted Calipari's evaluation, saw the potential in Theo, and took the risk. And let's be clear, this was a risk. Trading up that many spots, going deeper into the luxury tax, and taking on the second apron. It's not something you do unless you really believe in the player. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because of this trade, the Lakers now have less flexibility to sign a free agent center, a move many believe is essential to fixing their defensive problems. That means the front office might now have to pivot to the trade market to get the rim protector they desperately need. In other words, by taking Theo, the Lakers may have just committed to a completely different off-season strategy. And it's not just about this season. The team's cap situation is tight, not just now, but moving forward. Every move has to count. Every dollar matters. And every player needs to contribute. There's no room for wasted roster spots. That's why Theo needs to be more than a developmental piece. He has to be ready to go. Fortunately, everything we've heard so far suggests that he is. Calipari's confidence in Theo isn't just based on potential. It's based on work ethic, toughness, and production. He called him a good kid, someone who buys in, listens, and wants to get better every day. And on a team that's trying to win right now, those qualities are priceless. Lakers fans should keep a close eye on Theo. He might not be the most talked about rookie in this draft class. He might not have made headlines on draft night. But if John Calipari is right, and the Lakers front office is right, this could be one of those rare picks that change everything. From second-round sleeper to playoff contributor? It's not impossible. In fact, it might already be happening. So the question isn't if Theo will get his shot in LA. The real question is, what will he do with it? As the 2025 NBA offseason heats up, the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in a financial nightmare. And the person who could have helped ease the pressure? He just made it clear, he's not budging. Let's unpack what's going on. The Lakers are desperately trying to improve their roster after another disappointing playoff run. Fans are demanding changes. Analysts are pointing fingers. And the front office? They're scrambling to find solutions. But the biggest problem right now isn't basketball. It's money. Thanks to a recent move during the NBA draft, where the Lakers traded up 10 spots in the second round, they are now deep into the second apron of the luxury tax. That move, which included sending cash to the Chicago Bulls, pushed the team into one of the most restrictive salary zones in the league. Being in the second apron isn't just about paying a higher tax bill. It handcuffs the front office. It removes trade flexibility. It eliminates key exceptions. It blocks access to tools other teams use to get better. And with the Lakers already over the limit, the question quickly became, would LeBron James be willing to help? The hope was that the 40-year-old superstar might take a pay cut, just enough to ease the financial burden, give the team some breathing room, and help build a stronger roster around him. But it's not happening. According to multiple reports, LeBron is expected to pick up his $53 million player option for the upcoming season. No discounts. No restructuring. No favors. Full price. And honestly, it's hard to blame him. LeBron is still playing at an unbelievably high level. He's a top scorer, a floor general, a leader. Even with 2 decades in the league, he's still outproducing players half his age. He's not just a legend, he's still elite. So from his perspective, why should he take less than what he's earned? But here's where the conversation gets complicated. With LeBron taking the full $53 million, the Lakers now have zero flexibility. No mid-level exception. No biannual exception. No trade freedom. Every move from this point forward will be a challenge, and the team's ability to add impact players just got much, much harder. So now fans are asking, who's really to blame? Is it Rob Pelinka, the general manager who pulled the trigger on a draft day trade that pushed the team into financial chaos, without a clear plan for how to recover? Was it smart to go all in on a second-round pick and tie the franchise's hands in the process? Or should LeBron, one of the richest and most influential athletes in history, have stepped up for the team? He's made hundreds of millions during his career, not just through NBA contracts but through endorsements, partnerships, and business ventures. Taking a $5 or $10 million pay cut wouldn't have hurt his legacy, or his wallet. And it could have helped the team build a stronger supporting cast. This is where the tension starts to build. LeBron has made it clear over the years, he wants to compete for championships. He wants to win now. But by keeping every penny of his contract, he's also part of the reason why the Lakers might not be able to give him a roster capable of doing that. So here's the bottom line. LeBron James is locking in a $53 million payday. The Lakers are locked into the second apron. And any hope of making big moves this summer just got a lot more complicated. Now, this doesn't mean it's over. There's still time. There's still the possibility of trades. There are creative ways to build a roster even with cap restrictions. But make no mistake, this path is going to be much harder. And LeBron? He won't be able to criticize the front office if the team around him isn't up to par, because he had the opportunity to help and chose not to. This decision could define the entire Lakers season. And the pressure? It's not just on Rob Pelinka anymore. It's on LeBron. At this point in his career, every move matters. Every decision impacts his legacy. And every year that goes by without a title is another reminder that time is running out. Can the Lakers overcome this financial bind? Can they find a way to build a winning roster without cap space? Or will this offseason go down as a missed opportunity, caused by a superstar who refused to give even a little to help his team? Only time will tell. In a critical offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers, one thing is clear. Fixing the frontcourt is priority number 1. The team needs size. It needs defense. It needs a reliable presence in the paint. And one name quietly rising to the top of the Lakers' wish list? Daniel Gafford. The former Mavericks big man isn't a superstar. He doesn't light up the scoreboard. But what he brings is exactly what the Lakers are missing: physicality, efficiency, and a proven connection with Luka Dončić. Let's talk about why this potential move is gaining steam. Gafford has now played 6 seasons in the NBA. And while he's never been the face of a franchise, he's established himself as one of the most dependable bigs in the league. He keeps it simple, finishes at the rim, cleans the glass, and protects the basket. No drama. No flash. Just pure, functional basketball. But his value goes beyond stats. Gafford already has proven chemistry with Luka Dončić. When he was traded to the Mavericks during the 2023-24 season, many wondered how he'd fit next to Luka, a ball-dominant guard with a unique pace. The answer came quickly and loudly. Luka himself praised the big man in interviews, saying, "Gafford is a threat in the pick-and-roll. He blocks shots, protects the rim, he's been great." And those weren't just kind words. The numbers backed it up. In that playoff run, Gafford started every game for Dallas and averaged 1.9 blocks per game. More impressively, out of Gafford's 117 field goals during the playoffs, 58 of them were assisted by Luka. That's over 49%, an insane level of on-court synergy. It wasn't just a working relationship. It was clicking at a high level. And now that Luka is in Los Angeles, it's no surprise the Lakers are looking for someone who already knows how to move with him. Someone who understands his timing, his vision, his flow. Gafford checks every box. So what would it take to bring Gafford to LA? Here's where things get interesting. Right after the finals, the Mavericks signed Gafford to a 3-year, $54 million extension. But that deal doesn't make him untouchable. In fact, the timing and structure of the contract suggest the opposite. Gafford remains fully tradable under league rules. The contract keeps him affordable while giving Dallas flexibility to include him in the right deal. That said, the price won't be cheap. Reports suggest any Lakers trade package would need to start with promising young players, names like Dalton Knecht, Theo, or even Jalen Hood-Schifino. Add in 1 or 2 future draft picks, and maybe even some salary filler, and you're looking at a serious offer. The Lakers would be giving up real assets. But for a center who already has elite-level chemistry with Luka Dončić, it might be worth it. Would the Mavericks even consider it? That's the big unknown. After the controversial trade that sent Luka Dončić to Los Angeles, sparking outrage among Dallas fans, it's hard to imagine the Mavericks willingly doing more business with the Lakers. Emotions are still raw. The front office knows that any move helping LA is going to be viewed with heavy scrutiny. But this is the NBA. Business always comes before emotion. If the Lakers come with the right offer, Dallas will listen. The league is too competitive to turn down value out of spite. But it'll cost the Lakers. And unless they're willing to part with real long-term assets, this conversation could end before it begins. Is it worth the gamble? Let's break it down. Daniel Gafford is 26 years old. He's entering his prime. He's athletic. He's durable. And he's one of the best value contracts at his position in the entire league. More importantly, he works with Luka Dončić. That's not a theory. That's a fact backed by playoff data. If the Lakers want to maximize Luka's impact next season, surrounding him with players who already understand his rhythm is a smart move. Gafford is one of the few big men available who not only complements Luka, but thrives next to him. But here's the flip side. Gafford isn't a star. He's not Bam Adebayo. He's not Rudy Gobert. He's not a guy you build a team around. And giving up multiple young pieces and future picks for a role-playing center might not sit well with some fans. There are cheaper options out there. Goga Bitadze, Nick Richards, Yves Missi. They won't bring the same chemistry, but they also won't cost nearly as much. Still, with Rob Pelinka running the Lakers front office, you can bet he's exploring every possible angle. And a phone call to Dallas GM Nico Harrison is almost guaranteed at this point. Here are some quick answers to common questions fans have. Did Gafford play with Luka?
Yes.
They were both starters for the Mavericks during the 2023-24 playoffs and showed exceptional chemistry. Is Gafford tradable after signing his new contract? Absolutely. The contract keeps him eligible for trades and may have been structured that way intentionally. Do the Lakers have cap space? Not directly. But they can match salaries and include picks to make a deal happen under the cap. Do they need a center this badly?
Yes.
Rim protection, rebounding, and interior defense are the Lakers' biggest weaknesses right now. Are there other names on the board?
Yes.
Bitads, Richards, and Missy are more affordable targets, but none have proven chemistry with Luka. So now the question is simple. Is Daniel Gafford the missing piece next to Luka Dončić? Or will the Lakers find a cheaper path to fix their biggest flaw? One thing's for sure. If LA wants Gafford, they better come prepared to pay.